Hey, this is Brandon with the South Mississippi Gamers here, allmightydm on the forums. On Paizo forums, I'm known as James B. Klein. Well, I was sitting around today, I was cruising YouTube, and I like to watch, role-playing game videos and reviews and stuff, and I was sitting around, I was wondering, hey, what would be a cool video to make? So I look around, I was trying to find, Slumbering Czar's got a couple of reviews. Rise of the Rune Lords, I love that adventure. It's had a couple of reviews. But, there's this other thing. And I've fallen in love with this recent company called Frog God Games. They've got a lot of good products out there. And the thing is I was looking around and I could not find any reviews on this one adventure. And it's called Rappan Athuk. Yep, see that right there? It's a pretty book. Haven't run it yet, but I have been running the Sister Adventure. If you watched my other two videos, you'll know that I'm running that one. But the thing is this one's a little bit different. What this is one of those world's largest dungeons kind of adventures. I think it has something like 65 levels of dungeon in it with sub levels and all sorts of interesting things. But I've been reading some play-by-posts. I've breezed through some of this massive tome, and it seems to use a lot of the similar monsters the Slumbering Czar does, but I mean it's got its own themes, and like I said, this is more of a dungeon crawl. But it just surprised me that there wasn't any reviews at all on this thing, and from what I've read, from what I've looked at, it's got that kind of random CR thing that Slumbering Czar's got going on. Which means that, your players, if you're DMing with this thing, your players might get in way over their heads really quick. But, that's the fun of this. It's not softballing. It's not super cut and measured. It's going to be, can your players hack it? Are they lucky? Do they understand when they need to run away? Do they follow context clues and hints? I mean, you may have to hint your players and let them know, and make sure they have that dungeoneering skill that lets them know when they get in over their heads. But yeah, like I said, check this out. I mean, that is a pretty book. It's pretty thick. I got the sister book right here. I like to put them next to each other just to see what you're getting. I think Rappan Athuk, I think it was like 600 something pages. Yeah, 672 pages. Full of dungeon maps, full of monsters. Well, actually, no. This one doesn't have the monsters in it. Slumbering Czar's got the monsters. But anyways, what I was going to say is a lot of these things are going to be in the Pathfinder bestiary. A lot of them aren't, because they've got their own custom monsters, which maybe one day I'll get a chance to do a review of their Tome of Monsters Complete, which is pretty awesome. I'm sorry, Tomb of Monsters? I'll have to look it up. I don't own it yet, but I will one day. But yeah, like I said, this thing's just a huge dungeon adventure. I think in this latest iteration for Pathfinder, it's got a lot of open area where you can adventure around above ground. It's got some really clever stuff that's really insidious. I was looking at some of the traps and really, you did that? I mean, they're interesting. They're not like boring traps. They're interesting traps. And monsters to go along with them. It's gonna keep the whole party moving and shaking, and everybody's gonna be making skill checks and rolls, and you shouldn't be bored running this at any point, because much like the other adventure, there's not really a lot of downtime. It's not like you're gonna be following plot A to B to C, rest and relax. It's gonna be, you're gonna be constantly getting pounded away at by the adventure. Even rest periods are really tough. But I do like it has pretty much, it's pretty much got this thing where, as a DM, you will be running a lot of random NPCs, like mostly town guards and merchants and stuff, but or caravan guards, if I probably more aptly put. But anyways, it's gonna be more of a combat intensive adventure. You get some where it's not really intense. Well, these two I know they are, because there's, like I said, it's player driven. Rappan Athuk is dungeon adventure. The other adventure's site based encounters kind of thing. But this thing, like your players will get a quest, and they can quickly get in over their heads, but there's plenty of clues. Some of them are completely false and will drive your players up the wall, because it's going to be a lot of fun watching that little twinkle go out in their eyes and they realize they're way over their head, and it's not going to go well. But anyways, I'm hoping to be able to run this one pretty soon. My adventuring group is only about 150 pages into another 1,000-page adventure that Slumberings are thing. But Rappan Athuk, like I said, it's Frog God Games. It's Pathfinder compatible. So all you Pathfinder fans, if you want to run a severe dungeon adventure, this is what you're looking for. I didn't get to run World's Largest Dungeon in 3.5. I did read it. I owned a copy, but I never ran it because the story just wasn't good enough for me. And I mean, bless the guys who made it, but it wasn't connected enough. This seems to be pretty cohesive. It's got a really good background story. If you want to get into it, it's all ingrained in there. I don't know if it's got as many sidebar entries as the Slumberings are does, but it runs off basically the same story, and that's not a big spoiler or anything. It's pretty obvious, and the adventurers will find out in the first few sentences is that it's about Orcus, because I think it's based on some of that open gaming content that 3.5 was based on originally. So anyways, I hope you guys are interested, and maybe I can get some comments or suggestions about this adventure. I've seen there was a couple guys who had played it on, I guess play by posts and podcasts, and there was even some, I think it was one of those electronic tabletop games. They had some groups playing it, but they really didn't tell you. They weren't explaining what it was. And I think that didn't really do it justice, and I'm really getting into the Frog God Games products. Like I said, I only got like 2 of their books right now, but and I've run plenty of Pathfinder adventure paths, and those are wonderful. But occasionally you like something different, and these are kind of old school. So if you haven't, like I said, check it out. Frog God Games got Rappan Athuk. It's kind of hard to spell, so check that out. Yeah, but anyways. Check it out. Check out the reviews. If you get a chance, pick it up. Buy the PDF. Buy the book. I'd suggest going looking at the reviews. You might really enjoy what you see, and if you're a DM, it's just fun to read. So, anyways, this is all the time I got. I got about an 8-minute video, and hopefully soon I'll have some better equipment, and probably won't reverberate so bad. But you guys, keep watching, keep playing. May the dice gods be with you. And don't get eaten by the frog god. Bye.